Oh, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Need to be juiced up to get through this segment because we're going to talk about a very important subject. Now, I was going to talk about the high capacity gun bill that's being tried to be passed through the Senate right now. That's right. In the wake of the Aurora, Colorado shooting, more gun rights being curtailed. They're sure trying to. I wanted to talk about how the Kansas City Star refuses to publish a letter from Kansas Representative Tim Hill's camp against Obamacare. But all of these have to be pushed aside today to talk about an issue that nobody's talking about in Kansas. You're not getting this information, and that is on Project 17, known as P17. What is that? Never heard of that, Paul. Don't know what's going on. Well, maybe you've heard of its older, uglier, pimplier brother known as Agenda 21. Agenda 21 is the United Nations George Soros-funded initiative to curtail the rights of the entire planet under the guise of sustainable energy. Well, in Kansas, we have the same thing going in Southeast Kansas right now, a project pilot plan to see if Kansans will buy into this bunk. We have Senator Pat Apple, think of him as the bad apple, with three other Kansas senators, Jeff King, Bob Marshall, and Dwayne Umbarger. Dwayne Umbarger was just in our great rhino hunt we did here recently. Well, these guys are the front people for this P17 initiative, which is entitled Together We Succeed. Sounds like something out of the mouth of Barack Obama. Not you as an individual in the capitalistic free market, but the collective, we can make it. Together We Succeed, Southeast Kansas Economics Improvement Initiative has set up this Project 17 to create a permanent organizational structure to facilitate bringing better health and economic development to 17 counties in Southeast Kansas. In-kind funding of $1 million has been supplied by the Kansas Leadership Council, KLC, as well as $500,000 has been put for this initiative in the budget by the governor and the Kansas Health Foundation. Consulting and community engagement is being supplied by the Rural Policy Research Institute, RUPRI. Burns and McDonald's also bankrolling this. All of these folks and all these organizations are behind the UN Sustainable Development Program. This is a socio-economic theory that asserts that the health, happiness, and prosperity is only achieved when we are harmonized with the dominion of the environment. Listen to this crapola. Let me run it back by you in case I didn't get into your good ear. Not man's dominion over the planet, as God said in the Bible. No. This is our mutual respect and dominion under the environment. So now Gaia, or whatever you want to say, Mother Nature, she's the god, but actually the rainkeepers will be a totalitarian rule. And that's what's taking place here. Now, folks in Kansas don't want to admit that they're pushing this. This is Agenda 21. In a letter from Attorney Richard Fry, General Counsel for the Patriot Coalition, a man that I trust his information, a man of quality, he writes that project manager for the Regional Economic Area Partnership of South Central Kansas, Paula Downs, expects us to believe that the project has nothing to do with Agenda 21. However, the HUD funding of $1.5 million for the REAP project, REAP, and it's actually attached with Southeast Kansas, so you have REAP-SCK, which spells out Reap Sick, which is really not a great acronym to have out there. But they are funding and behind the pushing of it on the ground, the boots on the ground, the jack boots on the ground of this Together We Succeed Project 17. According to HUD, the Reap Sick will address the 3 E's of the United Nations Sustainable Development. What are the 3 E's? The economy, that is what you can make, what you can create, what natural resources can you use under government rule. You're going to get water? Citizen, people are dying all over the planet. Don't wash your hands so long. Don't feed so many cattle off the grass because we need those natural resources. Don't drill unless we're telling you can drill and how much you can drill, because you're destroying the planet, and we need to have sustainable energy. Now, sustainable energy under the UN is going to be whatever the UN says is energy for the future. We see the green push. I don't have to tell you, folks. You see the giant windmill armies all over western Kansas. Well, in southeast Kansas, you have the crimp of don't drill any more oil over there. Don't drill any more gas. Don't use up these different resources. Well, the 3 E's are the economy, the environment, and social equality. That's the last one. Making sure that there's not too many haves out here on the plains. Social economy with the environment. Let's become one, all of us sheep, but don't think about that. Let's become one with the planet, with the universe. Let's all kiss a rainbow. Let's find a baby rainbow. Just a little bitty baby rainbow, and let's kiss it, kiss it. Meanwhile, we'll give our property, we'll give our money, we'll give our rights, we'll give away our means to defend ourselves to people like this Pat Apple, Jeff King, Bob Marshall, Dwayne Umbarger, and George Soros, to keep everyone happy, to keep everyone from thinking we're destroying the planet. Now, you're going to hear a lot more about this on this program because I am going to cover it. This is Agenda 21. This is the idea that your freedoms can be curtailed under environmentalism. Most likely, the big boot you're going to see is the big boot that's been squeezing Kansas anyway. That's the EPA. But they're getting their walking orders from the White House. They're getting their walking orders from people like George Soros. And the lackeys on the ground in the state will be people like Senator Pat Apple, Jeff King, Bob Marshall, and Dwayne Umbarger, and those environmental wacko liberals, the same ones that want to boycott Chick-fil-A at the universities. They'll all be stepping in lockstep to say that the resources that God gave you and I when he gave us dominion of the planet are not really ours. And there's really no God to boot. There's just Agenda 21 and P17.